What's up, YouTube? We just battled our way up Koko Head, one of Oahu's most busiest hikes and famous ones. It's loaded with dragon fruit right now, so let's go check it out and see what we can get. Koko Head is a pretty cool hike. I live near it, so for me, I kind of grew up doing it, and it's just a really good workout. If you like cardio and stuff, this is the workout. It's like 1,000 steps up. I forget how many exactly, like 1,300 steps up. And once you get tap at it, it's pretty fun. To me, I like doing it at like 2 p.m. Like today we started at 2 something, like 2:45. That's like peak heat, especially for summertime. So that's gonna make sure that there's not too many tourists. Like there's a lot of tourists that do this early in the morning, which would be the funnest time to do it, but it's just too crowded. Fruit are pretty interesting because they'll be like brightly colored, just naturally as an instinct as a human or any animal. That makes you want to like investigate, and it makes it look more edible. Like, look at this. This is crazy. Raw. So my theory goes like this, because I've seen this plant for like 4 or 5 years doing this regularly. And, you know, I'll always see the flowers, like I said, but this is the first time I've ever seen it fruiting. And so we're gonna grab a couple of these little dragon balls. That's what I like to call them. Already got stuck. Look at that, the white fruit on there. So let's just go ahead and taste these. When foraging, you wanna taste, before I load this bag up with fruit, I don't know if it's even good. Like, look at that little freaking little, Wow, these are super sweet. I think it's because it's so dry up here that they're just small and sweet, so the birds get them. A little bit slimy. I'm gonna give that to the fact that there's not that much water up here. But damn, look at how many there are. So dragon fruit is a cactus, kind of like the other one we did, but they have these monster thorns. And they don't always have these, like, the ones up here have huge thorns and little fruit. Usually they have the more domesticated ones. They'll have small thorns and big fruit. And that's because farmers will like get them to like be like that over like years and years of farming and selective breeding. This is cactus work. Look at that, 2 cactus videos back to back. It's gonna be nuts. It's summertime, so that's the thing. Here in Hawaii, when it's summer, our cactus fruits like dragon fruit and prickly pear go off. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this one up and show you guys what it looks like inside. So these are the white varieties. There's 2 varieties. There's white and there's red. These are little minini ones. But bro, these still taste good. It's really light and it's a little bit dry because there's not so much water up here. But it's sweet and dragon fruit-ish. Dragon fruit doesn't have like a distinct flavor unless it's the really dark red ones. It's more of like a sweetness and a little bit of like electrolyte-y, kind of like the prickly pear, but it doesn't have the watermelon flavor. People say it doesn't taste like anything, the white one, but I like it. It's almost like lime. It's like a sweet lime-ish flavor, kind of. So if you see, this is the flower, the one that blooms at night. This is all shriveled up now, and once it's shriveled up, it'll turn into this little fruiting body right here. So we're gonna set our stuff down, and yeah, I've never seen dragon fruit this sketchy before, but I've also never seen them wild like this up on a random hill, and never here at Koko Head. This is the first time I've ever seen them. Let's see what we got right here. There we go. And we're gonna just kind of take that off. Dragon fruit gets cross-pollinated by bees, and at nighttime it gets cross-pollinated by moths. Giant moths love to get into the blooms. They have a really strong odor, and that is a weird thing. Like up here at night, I do this one at night a lot, Koko Head, and bro, you'll see huge, like bat-sized, palm-sized moths, and they're the ones who are help pollinating it too. Perfect. Dude, this is so sick. I've never seen it like this. And then there's plenty for the birds now. And there's even more over there, but I'm gonna leave that If you guys want to come up here and try to grab some, come. There's plenty. You never think dragon fruit season on Koko Head is in effect. So everyone's allowed to take 2 pounds. I made the rule today. DLNR declared 2 pounds a person. Koko Head dragon fruit season commencing today. So yeah, we got a successful little harvest. That was awesome. Yeah, it's really rare to find dragon fruits in the wild like that. They usually don't manifest in that way. Lo and behold, we found like at least 3 or 4 pounds of dragon fruit. So we're gonna go back home and make a dragon fruit smoothie. So check it out. So we're back at my house now and we're gonna make our smoothie. So welcome guys, this is my little Holly. I got all the classicals, you know. That's some of the Rembrandts, a little bit of Van Goghs. That's Gustav Klimt. I'm something of an art fanatic. Take our little dragon fruit. So you can see the difference here between wild dragon fruit and domesticated dragon fruit. And this is how it goes for most wild fruits and vegetables, is they're not going to be the same as their domesticated farm-raised brothers and sisters, because this kind of stuff is made for birds. This stuff has been made by humans. So you can see the impact that indigenous farmers and all these kind of like Thai, Vietnamese, Indonesian guys had from thousands of years of finding a plant like this, taking the seeds out of it, planting it on their farm, giving it a lot of fertilizer, giving it a lot of water, and then selective breeding it until it turns into this. And then that's a human-sized dragon fruit. Of course, birds will eat this too, but if you ever see the birds ones, they'll just bite a little hole, like the size of this, out of it, and then everything else that gets it is bugs usually. You can actually make a tea out of this when they're ripe, when they're not like all wrinkled up and moldy. But what we have here is we have white wild dragon fruit, red dragon fruit, kiwi honey. So this is honey that's been pollinated by bees that live only really among kiwi trees out on the west side. And so it's got a really unique flavor. So we're gonna use kiwi honey. Kind of more fun just to peel them. So you can see that color. So this color is the same thing that's prevalent in beets. It's really good for you. It's got a lot of antioxidants. So same idea, just kind of peel off the jacket. Look at that. These are really sweet, the red ones. I personally prefer the red ones, but this costed like $6. These were free, so we're just improvising. And also, it's way cooler to go hiking and then find something like this than going to the market and having to get this, which is also really awesome that I live in Hawaii and I have access to this. And I'm really thankful and stoked that I can do that every day. So I'm gonna test it out. A little dragon's blood. Look. And then we'll throw in our two wild ones. And then just throw in some lemon juice for acidity. So here's our kiwi honey. This is from Manoa Honey Co. It's a cool little jar I got from my friend who works there. And look at that, that's got nice honey crystals inside of it. It's like a nice thick honey. I'm just gonna put one of these in there. I prefer honey over sugar, but I do keep sugar on hand. But if I want sugar, I have to refine it myself and get it, like do it myself. My whole idea with cooking is everything I get myself, like salt, pepper, sugar. Even I'm gonna start going and foraging honey from beehives and stuff. The only problem is I'm allergic, so once I get an EpiPen or something, I'll start getting into that. Yeah, so this is my little garden. I made it in my the back area of my house, and it used to be all like Hylocereus, bougainvillea, and a bunch of dry grass. But I kind of did a little work on it last year, and I put in a bunch of papaya, eggplant, kalo, mamaki. There's a big Hawaiian chili pepper plant over here. And then I got my little herbs too. I got oregano, basil, and parsley. Let's go get some mint though so we can put it in our smoothie. I made this little bridge to get in here. These are monkey pod wood and lychee. I'm gonna make cutting boards out of that for my cooking. Ready? Okay, so I'm just gonna grab a little bit of the mint. Don't need much. And see, I keep cutting this Hylocereus down, but it keeps coming back. And something funny, it's this this tomato. I never even planted this stuff. The birds just poop it out, and it grows wild here. So I got like my own foraged cherry tomatoes. And this is my little rock wall I made. So all these rocks were actually inside of the garden. I like dug like 5 feet down, took all these rocks out, made the wall, and then I put in a bunch of good soil, and then just been composting, burying all my fish in there, all my fish guts, all kinds of stuff. I like the flavor of mint. Mint and honey go really good together. I'm half Moroccan, so it's like one of my favorite combos. Tea, mint, and honey. But instead of tea, we're gonna use dragon fruit. I'll put a little ice in here. Look at the color on that. And I'm gonna finish it with some toppings now. So I'm gonna put some of these little white dragon fruit cubes on top. Look at how slimy that is. All that viscousness is coming from these white wild ones. I think it's really viscous because of the dryness of there. I like it though. It's like aloe vera to me. Look at that. Fresh mint from the garden. Lemons from my friend's farm. And honey from Manoa Honey Kiawe blend. So here's a dragon fruit smoothie, start to finish. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned till next week when we come out with our new video. This thing was so good. So healthy for you. It's just so thick. This stuff is like aloe vera juice, but in a good way. Like delicious dragon fruit aloe vera juice. It's thick as hell though.